All right, welcome back to Sports Dribble. Got BJ and Davo once again on the show for this week. Fellas, how was the long weekend?
Long. What can you say? Still recovering. What day is it?
We're going to touch on your long weekend later on in a few segments. Davo, how was yours, mate?
Hey, nice and relaxing. Sort of just out with the missus on the Friday night. We're kid free, so that's always good. Bit of cricket practice in there, some yard work. Can't beat it.
Beautiful. Yeah, mine was the same, mate. Pretty cruisy. Hey, we got some great reviews last week, fellas. Congratulations and good work. There was one bloke, however, that was a little bit like Randall. He said he could only last for 2 minutes. So, to old mate who didn't like it, thanks for your feedback. We do enjoy the feedback. Make sure you leave a bit of feedback down there in the comments. And we are now on a podcast on iTunes as well. So give us a 5-star, or if you like old mate like Randall can only handle 2 minutes of us, give us 1 star, whatever.
2 minutes, that's generous.
Yeah, I know. Heidi was talking about it earlier, but I didn't want to bring too much up.
What do you do for the other minute and a half?
Get dressed.
Oh, that's close
Canadian
on and
club,
off. Okay.
Possibly a Canadian club can, I reckon, Randall.
Possibly.
Yeah. All right, fellas, the week in baseball. It's been a good one to watch. Judge still at 61. Randy, you're just saying he's got a few games left, 3 games left.
Yes. Yeah, 3 games left, all against the Rangers. So who knows? I think they've got a double header tomorrow.
Yeah.
So who knows? Who knows, eh?
He's pressing a bit.
Yeah,
but I noticed an interesting stat with him. Like, I know he's going for the Triple Crown, but he's also up around the 175K mark as well. So when you factor in 560 at bats so far, he's pretty much nearly either been a hit or a strikeout. So I was surprised when I saw how many Ks he'd actually had. But I think the Triple Crown's now gone. I think he's down to 311. I think the league leader's at 315. So that could be out. And I think by not getting the Triple Crown, I think Otani's sort of pushing back to be favourite for MVP. Because he's finishing on fire. He's closing in on 40 home runs. He's got the Ks and the ERA. So, yeah. But Judge, I hope he gets it. Rangers pitching, Rangers Park. It should play in his hands.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, there was also some things said about the 73 of Bonds versus 61 or 62. What are your thoughts on this, fellas? I'm a massive Bonds fan, so I'm, yes, he did do his supplements, but he's also still got to hit the ball out of the park. So I don't know. What's your thoughts on it?
So did the pitchers he was facing too.
Absolutely.
So it's all fair. I still class it as he's number one. You look at the intentional walks he had as well. So it's like I still count that as it. It's a part of baseball, and it was part of baseball. He wasn't alone in what he did. So I think he should be in the hall. Pete Rose should be in the hall. So to me, yeah, Judge might get American League, but won't have the record.
Yeah.
I agree too. Just because you're taking this or that doesn't make your eyesight any better, doesn't make your hand-eye coordination any better, doesn't change quality at bat, does it?
That's it.
What's an extra 10 feet when he's hitting them into the ocean?
My wife just left. She could have answered that question, but
Oh, hey, there's nothing 10 foot about you.
You're right.
You say about putting in the ocean. Did you see old Sneaky Dave the other day? It's like the kayakers fighting for the home run ball, and he just sneaks on straight in and bang, gets it. I love it.
It was 2 ladies jammed up together, wasn't it? Trying to reach out forward and couldn't reach, and Dave come through with the goods. They're good. What about Pujols, Wainwright, and Yardi finishing together in the 5th. That was pretty
Liked it.
cool. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yep.
Their last sort of game together at their park. It was pretty fitting, I thought.
Very fitting
one,
for
Davo?
3 stalwarts, yeah. And what made it interesting was Albert sort of first ever at bat in St. Louis, home run. Last at bat ever in St. Louis, home run.
Yep.
Nice bookends there. But to have the 3 of them, for what they've meant for that city in baseball, I thought it was a great gesture and well done by the Cards.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
For sure. I did see he ticked up the second all time. Was it today or yesterday?
RBIs today, yeah.
RBIs.
Yeah, I took a screenshot because I knew that I wouldn't remember that number as well. So yeah,
2012 or
2,216 RBIs.
Oof, nowhere near.
Just incredible, isn't it? So
Yeah.
703 home runs and yeah. So Randall, you went away for the long weekend with Newcastle Eagles baseball.
Yeah.
You were with the under 12s, is that correct?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, my young fella played under 12s.
Yeah, and how did they go, mate? How was it?
Runners up, but that's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay. Can't complain. There were only 2 teams, but still they did well. They won 1, lost 2, I think.
Yeah.
They but yeah, it was good to see watching some of these young kids that they went away and pretty unsure game 1, and by the end of the weekend they were really enjoying themselves, and you see that improvement. It's good to see, especially being coached by the wily old Greg Rogers, like old Egbert out there teaching them a few things, which is good to see. And obviously his lovely wife Fiona, that they were good. I think the under 14s, they were runners up as well.
Yeah.
Not 100% sure.
Who took that one out? Do you know?
I couldn't tell you. We bailed as quick as we could to get home from Coffs Harbour, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then under 16s didn't lose a game all weekend until the grand final. So
and it was shellacking too. Far North Coast.
Yeah. Yes. And so they'd only beat Far North Coast in the morning. That morning, on the Monday morning, they gave them a bit of a hiding, and
17-0. Yeah. 17-0 in the final. That's a good one for Far North Coast, especially after all they've been through this year with all the flooding and losing their ground and facilities and all their gear for their juniors. So it was pretty cool to see that.
Yeah, some of those kids actually could hit too.
What was that? Sorry.
Some of those kids could hit too, I tell you.
An interesting one up there also was they did a couple of different coaching clinics and also a umpires course up there, and there was quite a few umpires participating in that, which I thought was fantastic. Because obviously without them we don't have a game, and the shortage of umpires with junior games especially is massive. So that was awesome to see by the associations running that one.
Yeah, I tell you, I don't know what it was like back home in Newcastle or on the Central Coast, but up there in Coffs, it absolutely bucketed down. Yeah. So Saturday morning we rolled in for 7 a.m. and it was, sorry, we're calling the whole day off. By 3 o'clock, the kids were on and playing that afternoon. And when we got there, there was a lot of standing water on the field. Their facilities up there are amazing. So, the grounds crew and all the volunteers did a bloody good job to get them on for the weekend. So hats off to them for sure.
And it always rains up there. I remember going up there for country carnivals, October, long weekends, and you'd be travelling up in rain and you think, weekends off, we're on the drink, you beauty. But even back then they were still sort of got the ground ready and had great facilities. So it's good to see they're continuing that on. But as always, the rain always hits.
Yeah.
A couple of us dads did come unstuck actually on the Saturday when they called it off early, and the kids all went to the Big Banana to play laser tag, and we went to the pub. So
hello, Ninja.
So there were Ninja. Well done, mate. Big weekend. Just a bit of pre-season training for end of season trip. But the wives did give us a hasty call to say, guys, ease up. We might have a game on in an hour. So lucky.
Very cool. Glad to see it all went well, and he's actually got some games in because, yeah, we thought you were no-show for sure. No chance of getting on. But, yeah, glad the kids had some fun and a lot of progression towards, coaching and umpiring as well, which is fantastic to see.
That is very
Definitely.
good to see. Without coaches and umpires, that's it. You don't have games.
That's
Exactly right.
Fellas, coming to the end of the regular season, we've got a few standouts. Now, did you guys catch the Braves Met series over the weekend, or the highlights of that? It was pretty awesome.
The sweep.
Yeah, clean sweep. So the Mets got absolutely pumped. They brought their two starters forward into their rotation early, and they got absolutely smashed. What do you think, the Mets can come back from that, or do you think they're going to be pretty shattered by that? I know they're going to be their starters will be a day later in their rotation than what they wanted to now. So can they come back? What's your thoughts?
Surely they can. They got 3 games left against the Nationals.
Yep.
What are they? 98-61. 3 games against the Nationals. Braves lost today, so they're at 106 and 60.
Yep.
And they've got 2 games against Miami. So,
which could be interesting against because if they come up against Sandy, who's been lights out all year, throwing complete game after complete game, like it could be, you could have a 1-game playoff between them. So, but it was nice to see good old Matty Olsen on the weekend. He's on fire, which is good for the Braves and good for my fantasy league team. So, I think the Braves have hit fire right at the right time. Their pitching's going well, their hittings, but I think the Mets are too good. They will bounce back. It's just a little blip in the road, and yeah, an exciting playoff series coming up.
Well, they got the pitching staff. I mean, their pitching staff's unreal. I like the Mets, but I just, after that, it's like it's a big shove in the face right before that wild card series, and yeah, let's see how they go. What were you going to say, Randall?
Either way, they're going to be at home anyway, aren't they? Like, they're going to have a home. No one's going to catch them in that first wild card spot, so they'll be at home.
Yeah,
for that whole series. So that plays into their hands as well, I guess.
What about the Mariners? Did you see them clinch? So the pinch hit,
walk off
home run, the first time that's happened apparently to clinch their spot. So that was pretty cool to see. Was that
Cal Riley? Was it?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. I did see it actually.
Yeah, that was cool.
First time in 21 years. Is it 21 years their streak? I think 2001 was the last time they were in the playoffs. So that's good to see them in. And Phillies today. So
Phillies
2011.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Be good to see the Phillies. I'm not a huge fan of the Phillies, but 2011 to now is a big time gap for them. So hopefully they can perform. What about the Rays? Glasnow's back. Yeah, he's Tommy John. He's back. He threw, 4 or 5 innings the other day and was dealing with his fastball and his big 12-6er. So that was good to see.
Yeah,
even Severino today, third start back from the DL, and he was 7 no-hit innings. So the pitching for a lot of teams is starting to come on at the right time.
It is. Yeah. It is. Who else we got in that playoff position? So the Yankees, they haven't done much of late, but done enough. Who else have we got in there? Houston are way ahead. Cleveland has still been strong.
Dodgers a league record. Is it league record? 110 victories?
Yeah, 110 and 50. It's crazy, isn't it? What about your thoughts on Toronto? Are you liking what they've done so far to get there?
Yeah.
In a short series, they're dangerous.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so the 3-game series for that first section, isn't it?
Yep.
And then they go into their divisional. I
'Cause
agree.
If the series goes where you get your start, like your aces going a second time, that's where they might struggle. But for a short series with their lineup, they could quite easily sort of sneak on through.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they got plenty of runs in them. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Houston
And they got
are
closers.
way out in front in their division. What have they got? They're 104 and 56. So, I mean, they're without their trash cans, can they do it?
Yeah, I think they can. How can they not? I don't know.
Yeah. When
Like,
that's it. When
their
you win
pitching's too
104
good.
games,
They're
that's
strong
right.
out.
And old man Verlander leading them, and the young guns are just they're jumping on his back and leading from the front as well. So, yeah, they're my
Like
pick.
you look at Lance McCullers Jr. How long was he missing for when they were still winning? You know, he can easily jump in to be what their number 2 or number 3 at worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
In
is
their
it Valdez
rotation.
who's had the 15 quality starts in a row or something? So all adds up for him.
Yep.
Do you guys see today Tony La Russa's, I guess, put in his resignation? Won't no longer be the manager. It's obviously been a big commitment for him over the years. 78 years old, having a few health issues. They didn't have such a great year this year. I mean, they were still strong, but they were a top contender at the start of the year. I mean, he's had a stellar career. Would have been nice to see him at the top, but his health issues. He's gone now. So, your thoughts on that, guys? Any closing thoughts for Big Tone?
What do you do? He missed a lot of road games, didn't he, this year? Like
He did.
with health issues and stuff like that. They had injuries too. That hasn't helped. Last year they had injuries to key players, so probably hasn't been easy for him.
But it
He'll go out
shows how
there.
good he is that he's been able to adapt over the years. It's like when he started, very old school style of baseball, where nowadays the game has changed so much, and to still be able to manage and compete at that level shows he has been able to adapt and how good he is. So you just wish him well, and I'm sure he won't be lost to baseball, but just will be from a managerial point of view.
Absolutely. There was talk of him being in the front office with the team. So hopefully that does continue and he's part of the ball club at some stage.
Love those late 80s Oakland A's team. They were awesome. 88, 89, that Dave Stewart out front, Canseco, Maguire, loved them. Ricky.
Yeah, it was sensational. Grew up on that stuff. What about the NRL, fellas? The Newcastle Knights ladies victorious. They're actually having a civic parade right now. I think Randall might be just over. But
Yeah, it's over now. It's over now.
You're a Knights fan, mate. How was it for you?
That was great. Great to see, mate. Great to see. It's only their second year in the comp for the women in Newcastle. Last year there was a lot of hype. Didn't quite come to, but this year they brought a few players and yeah, it was great. Got home in time to be able to watch that game after the baseball, and yeah, they were strong. Paris scored an early try or two, and I thought, ambush coming, but no, they come back real strong. Well, they win 32-12. So
yeah, did it easy.
They in the end they just ran home. I think they scored 3 tries in the last 10 minutes or something, or something, maybe even less than that.
I loved one of their players at the celebrations going to McDonald's in full kit still.
Yeah,
loved
Millie Boyle. Boyle. Yeah, and she gave the "It's better than Lego" shout out. But she's the partner of Adam Elliott, who's also joining the Knights next year. So yeah, it's good to see.
What about the men's game? Now, Monumental Phallus was on last week. He can't be with us this week. I'm not sure if he's drowning his sorrows with his tips for the Eels, but yeah, the Panthers. Wow.
I hope he didn't put his house on it because
Yeah, that's maybe why he's not here tonight. The house is gone and he's got no internet connection. But nah, what a game!
Yep.
It was just a
What-
blowout, like we thought it would be. You both said it would probably go that way. I have not much idea with the footy, and I did maybe do a quarterback sneak at halftime from the establishment I was at to get home and watch the end of it. But quality game.
Quality club, because Penrith winning all 4 grades, like that just it says a lot about their whole culture out there and how good they are. To win all 4 is unheard of.
Yeah.
And they were just a class above. They were too strong, too fast, too organised, and they just blew Parramatta out of the water from the start and just never took their foot off the throttle. So I love the tackle by Edwards, the fullback, doing the Sattler highlight. But yeah, just good on them. Too strong.
How was
they just didn't have the game plan they talked about where they were going to rush up on Cleary and they were going to shut him down all night. It didn't happen for him. They were on the back foot all night. They really were. So unlucky.
fair enough?
Nothing like watching Parramatta cry.
Yeah, well, it's almost like same coloured team in baseball, I guess. Whether we like to beat, we had many years of not beating them at all. To now, it's enjoyable to watch them play. But what about the 2001? They're in the grand final at halftime. They were down 24-0. 2019, they were down 10-0, and this year they were down 18-0. What's going on in the first half? Are they just too pumped up, not prepared? Any ideas? I know we don't play football, but other sports, you can be too hyped and come out and be, too hyped and too excited and be burnt out.
Maybe,
what do you
nervous energy eats you up. Don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe the pressure to perform because they haven't won for so long. That might be in the back of their minds because that's all they talk about. They haven't won since 86 and 86 and 36 years, whatever. So surely, like, as much as you want to try and block things out, that's got to weigh on you a little bit, the expectation that, this is our year sort of thing. So don't know. They're all professionals, so.
That's a fair point, Davo. Like, Joel, you'd know yourself that level of expectation when, you've got such a great team. This is your year. This is your year. We had that for how many years before finally cracking that duck egg.
Yeah.
And it was that you've got a strong team, you've been the best team all year. Here's a minor premiership, but when it comes to the big dance, you just couldn't get it done.
Well, you look at it locally, and Belmont in first grade baseball have played 30 years in a row of first grade grand finals. They know how to win. They know what they have to do week in, week out to get it done. And that's why they've been in 30 grand finals. They have that experience at that top level.
As long as they get there, you know they're going to perform on the day, and you've got to be at your best or they're going to run all over you.
Absolutely.
So,
hey, fellas, I'm going to do something a little bit different here tonight. We've had a few.
Keeping your clothes on, are you?
I've got some clothes on, yeah, mate. I've got a shirt on, and that's about it. If you've got a club that you support out there, whether it be the Hobart Hurricanes lawn bowls team or the Toronto Tigers baseball or whoever you might be, drop a comment and tell us where you're from, because next week we're going to do a bit of a shout out to one of the teams and have a bit of a segment on a local club. So if you're part of a club, doesn't matter what it is, lawn bowls, darts, baseball, cricket, whatever it is, post it in the comments below. So next week we can give a few shout outs and have a have someone highlighted for the night. Would be really nice to get a few local clubs on here and talk about their clubs and what they do. So make sure you tell your friends from your clubs to get it into the comments. All right, fellas. Bit of local sport. There's been a bit of international presence in our basketball. The Phoenix Suns come out and they played against the Adelaide 36ers, and Adelaide 36ers beat them. Now, the Adelaide 36ers have a budget of 1.7 million for their season. The Phoenix Suns have 173 million for their season. Now, obviously, they're not at full strength, and our guys are probably at full strength for their game. Did you guys see the highlights of this? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I had a little bit of a look, mate. I didn't catch much of it. Basketball isn't my sort of sport. Probably same as you, mate, being 4'2". So
I love basketball.
Yeah, it was only a 10-point game in the end. It was pretty close, but from what I saw, it looked like they were here to showcase some of their NBA players, and they just cycled through players. So probably a bit of little exhibition game for them.
That's it. I think
it's bragging rights.
Yeah, it's all it was for them, but it's great for the Australian basketball. It's like it got promoted over in America to show that they did lose. So any promotion's good promotion, and the NBL is getting stronger because they're really seeing it as like a feeder club for the American teams now. So gone to the day, like it's really coming on. Kingsman last year, I think they did. So, but Adelaide's always up there with Perth. So good lead into the season for them and good promotion for the game.
Yeah, it was great to see. I think they're playing another game. It might be 2 nights away. By the time this comes out, it will probably be next night. But yeah, great to see him over here and promoting the sport. Now, fellas, what's coming up this week? I know Bathurst is on. Are you into the motorsport? Watch a bit of Bathurst?
Not so much motorsport, but love the Bathurst. I think it's just with everything that goes with Bathurst. It's the track, it's the length, it's just everything, changing weather conditions. It's sort of like it's that once a year thing that you like watching, even if you're not a motorsport fan, that it's on at the start of the day, just come and go throughout, and just good to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, my old man would kill me if I said no, I don't watch it. He'll be down there from Wednesday, so he'll be down there all week camping. So
they down there
every
as well?
year. Probably Sutho too. I did notice him out there washing the car today, so he's probably already on leave. So
on the way down there.
They haven't been down there sort of bearing the cartons of beer and then coming in and digging them up once they're in.
No, I think they put them in all the the lining of the doors and whatnot. No, they camp down there from Wednesday, so they come and go all week. Keep taking a carton in every day, I think. So
Hawaii Ironman's on this week for those enthusiasts of long sports.
Mate,
Bruno,
those guys
good luck,
are crazy.
mate. Bruno's hitting up Hawaii for the first time. We watched the show last week. Good luck, old mate. Hope you do well.
Good luck, champ.
Hopefully the wins are nice for you. What else is happening this week, fellas? Anything exciting?
Start of the cricket season, start of the local baseball season down here on the coast. So, of course, we're supposed to get about 50 to 70 mils worth of rain. So that goes without saying. But so it should be good that, both baseball and cricket starting this weekend, hopefully, junior and senior. So, bring it on.
Did you catch any of the cricket on the weekend, Davo? I know I went to the pub on the Saturday with the rain out, and New South Wales were playing WA, and I got to see the entire game in the 2 hours or so that I was at the...
Atrocious, New South Wales bowled out for 79, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then Josh Philippe and Darcy Short came out and said, this isn't so bad to bat on this wicket. And, Yeah, not good.
It was.
WBBL starts soon as well, so that's good. Got the Men's World Cup starting in a couple of weeks, so there's a lot of cricket coming up.
World Baseball Classic on as well at the moment.
Yep.
So some good viewing there. I've heard old Ryan Roland Smith commentating a few times already. I was watching one on Facebook the other day. It's good to see.
Puerto Rico, I think he is, isn't he?
Yeah.
Puerto Rico or something.
He was Germany a few weeks back and Puerto Rico this week.
Living the life.
Mate, loving it over there. What about the NFL this week? So are now 3-1. And the Vikings are 3-1 with a win. Who else?
That was in England, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was. And the Ravens, Randall, they've killed 2 games now. They're 2-2. They should be 4-0. Absolutely brutal. The Bills beat them 23-20. The Cowboys, they're 3-1 now without Dak Prescott. So
says something there, doesn't it?
Wow, yeah. So whether or not he'll have a run or not, but
How was the finish to the Vikings game though? It's like the field goal attempt was 61 yards to tie it up. It's bounced off the side, off the crossbar, bounced back out. It's like
spewing.
Unbelievable. It was great to see some upsets there, but also the Chiefs win. I'm a mad Chiefs fan. It was great to see them win on the road. Same as the Bills. The Bills won on the road. So, Randall, we had the Curry knockout on the weekend. Newcastle team got up.
Yeah, the Newcastle All Blacks got up 22-16 over the Walgett Aboriginal Connection. It's a couple of current and former stars, NRL.
Benny Barber on there.
Benny Barber, Latrell Mitchell. And they still couldn't get it done over the mighty NAB, Newcastle All Blacks, right? That was pretty good to see as well. It's played down on the south coast, down around Shell Harbour.
Yeah, Narrow Wales. It was a good comp.
Shoalhaven. Yeah,
some quality footy on the weekend. I caught a few games and just great to see. In a way, bush footy and quality footy.
How did the Yowies go this year, Randall? They're usually up there as well. Do you see any results from them?
Didn't even see any of their results, so I don't know if they were in there or not. There were a lot of teams in there, so
yeah,
I can't remember what it is, but there's heaps.
All right.
Only worried about Newcastle, mate.
Fair enough. Anything else pressing for the week, fellas? Anything you're excited about? Obviously, the baseball is coming towards the postseason. That's where my focus will be. I don't know about yours, but is there anything else that you're keen to see or keen to watch in sport?
Probably just the MVP race. I think that's going to be the big one.
Yep.
Well, obviously everyone talks a lot about the American League.
Yep.
With Otani, or is it going to be Judge, or not? You don't hear much about the National League.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. There's a few names.
Yeah, Goldschmidt, Freddie Freeman. They're probably two front
Alonso,
runners.
I'd say. Oh, yeah, I would say. I think Goldie's going to be up there. He's sitting second in RBIs, third in batting average, and I think top 5 for home runs. So
yeah, Freeman's first in batting average, first in hits, first in I think on base percentage. So besides home runs, he's up there for most categories as well.
Yeah, nice. Alonso's what top of the RBIs by 16 RBIs or something. So he'll be up there. He's only
40 plus jacks as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's second behind Schwarber. So there's some names there.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Maybe Machado.
There's plenty up there. And obviously we're hoping to see Judge hit that number 62. By the time this comes out tomorrow, he may have already hit it.
Yep, 2 games tomorrow. You never know.
I hope he does go right and gets there and doesn't choke. 3 games to go, if I called it. I did say he wouldn't get there, just like I said Big Albert wouldn't get his 700 and he's at 703. So I'm usually pretty wrong with these sort of things. All right. Thanks for joining us again, fellas. Next week, we've got a few guests. So 2 guests next week. One fella is a pretty funky looking fella. He'll be joining us live from the Parramatta studios. Sorry, mate, they didn't get up, but and the other one will join us from the desert over there in the States. And he's talk the talk, walk the walk in baseball. It'll be good to have him on. If you don't know who those 2 fellas are, you'll have to join us next week. Don't forget, with your teams, make sure you write in your comment who your team is. Randall, no need to put your team name down, mate. We already know who you are. Davo, I don't know who your cricket team is, mate. Give them a shout out.
Yeah, good old Narara, Wyoming. 5 generations of the family have played for the club, so good history with the club there. So great family club. So that's us, Narara, Wyoming.
Beautiful, mate. All right, thanks everyone for joining us. This will be on your favorite podcast platform as well now, not just on the YouTube. So find us on all those: iTunes, Anchor, Spotify, all of those. Give us a 5-star, give Randall a 1-star. Let us know if you think he can last 2 minutes, and guarantee you can't. All right, fellas. Thanks again.
No worries, mate. Good to
Been a
catch up,
pleasure
guys.
as always.